And Steve, I'll simply start by asking your reaction to his decision.
I mean, Wendy, it's shocking, especially in context for what it feels like to be there and the guys that you surround yourself with and the meaning that it has for you personally, and then also just for the game and for the respect of, all the people that got you there. And so I suspect that Terrell wants to do this. He's probably going to, I guess he'll do it somewhere else and we'll all hear about it. But the problem is, life is really about, relationships and how you deal with them. And the relationship with that Hall of Fame for him has been difficult because they delayed his time getting in, and I'm sure there was some resentment and some scar tissue about it. But I beg him to reconsider because I'm just thinking of the Nitschke luncheon that's going to happen probably Friday afternoon, Friday midday, where it's just Hall of Famers. And you think about the names that are going to be in that room and the rigor of their lives and how they got there and how they look at that honor to be there and to be a part of this and to look each other in the eye. There's something about that I will never forget. I always will be a big part of my life. So no matter what slight that's been had, maybe all of the voters, you're mad at the voters, and so now you're going to take it out on them. You got to remember that you're really talking to these 50 guys that are going to be in this room, and the names would just overwhelm you if you started to list them all and how they're going to feel about it. And I got to believe that, if you're not going to respect that part of it, then they're going to probably feel like then you're not welcome. We don't, and that's, in 15 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30, you don't want to, the damage to the relationship could be permanent. You don't want that. So I guess I beg him to reconsider because of the longevity of all the people that want to respect him and that he should respect as well. Forget about I'm mad at the voters, I'm mad at the system, that it's just the damage that could be done by not going, I think would overwhelm him over a period of time.
Such a great point. Yeah. It's certainly understandable if any individual has ill feelings, if there's some water under the bridge, Teddy, but this is such a spectacular day, and to miss that is permanent.
I just couldn't agree with Steve Young more in terms of I hope he reconsiders. And I don't know Terrell Owens personally, but if I were a friend of his, and I'm imploring all of his friends out there to get in touch with him and tell him to go. Help him reconsider, because this is something, Shefty, this is something, like Steve was saying, 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. I don't have a gold jacket, but I have to assume that he will regret this a decade, 15 years down the line. This is the greatest individual achievement in this sport. I mean, hearing Steve Young talk about it, all the Hall of Famers that I've talked to talk about this. T.O. needs to be there and experience this. I hope he reconsiders also.
Let me say this, that it is an incredible weekend, and Terrell Owens has always been his own individual, unique thinker. So he's going to do what he wants to do. But I will just say this. When you go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, what he does not realize right now, and all the people in the Hall of Fame can attest this, is these become your new teammates for life. You do functions with these teammates. You make business appearances with these teammates. You're in a room with these players as new teammates. He is joining a new team. And you are saying to the new team, I don't want to be a part of the team. Now, again,
and it doesn't matter how you became a part of that team, first year, first ballot, second, third year, or who voted you in or who didn't vote you in. It is the Hall, which is the Hall, yes.
And our outstanding Broncos Nation reporter, Jeff Legwell, pointed out, I'm going to read his tweet, okay? He said, basically, well, I lost it. Robert Brazil waited since 1968 to get into the Hall of Fame. Jerry Kramer waited since 1964 to get into the Hall of Fame. And Terrell Owens had to wait. And he waited longer than he probably should have. Absolutely. He is an incredible receiver.
There were plenty of great players that had to wait their turn.
And there are still plenty of receivers who are still waiting today.
Went there, they got their jacket,